Thankfully, Ghosts didn't keep fans in suspense about the fate of Jay's soul. No one truly thought Jay would be killed, so it was smart to resolve that cliffhanger in the Ghosts Season 5 premiere. Many speculated this would be the time to shine for Patience the Puritan spirit, but she hilariously overestimated her own powers. When all seems lost for Jay, Sam begs Elias Woodstone for her husband's life, but it's someone else who steps up to save him. Sam and Jay's marriage is never in question. They might have tiffs over little things like where to hang the TV, but they support each other when it's important. However, there is another spirit at Woodstone Manor who shares an effortless connection and much more in common with Jay than Sam does. Jay's soulmate in Ghosts is actually Pete, and it's their love that ends up saving Jay's soul. Jay and Pete are best friends across planes of existence. Jay and Pete are dorky peas in a pod photo, CBS via Moviestills DB. Jay and Pete's friendship in Ghosts has always been one of the show's most quietly moving relationships, a platonic soulmate bond built on kindness, loyalty, and shared nerdy joy. They're both goofy, big-hearted dorks who light up at the mention of Star Wars, Dungeons and Dragons, or any slice of 80s pop culture. Despite existing in completely different realms, they meet on the same emotional wavelength, earnest, empathetic, and always willing to help others. In the Season 5 premiere, even as Jay is literally fighting for his life, their connection shines through in the smallest but sweetest way. When Elias uses the Force to throw objects at Jay, Jay takes the time to ask Sam if Pete had made the same Star Wars comparison, and of course, he had. The moment is funny, but it's also a perfect encapsulation of their friendship. Even in chaos, Jay is thinking of Pete. That same moral alignment appears again when Carol is caught in the ghost trap with Elias. While some spirits are quick to suggest Carol is a soul worth sacrificing, both Jay and Pete refuse to write her off as disposable. They insist that Carol isn't a bad person whose suffering could be justified for convenience. For both men, compassion comes first. Jay and Pete's bond may cross the divide between life and death, but at its core, it's about two fundamentally good men recognizing themselves in each other. In some ways, Jay is like a living version of Pete. Pete's love for Jay led to Carol's sacrifice in Ghost Season 5, Episode 1. Pete's sacrifice for Jay led to Carol's sacrifice for Pete. In the Ghost Season 5 premiere, Jay's goodness, and Pete's love for him, sets off a remarkable chain of selflessness that doesn't just save Jay's life, but defeats the devil. Faced with the choice to doom Carol, along with Elias, to escape his fate, Jay refuses. Jay's innate decency mirrors Pete's, and it's that shared goodness that turns the tide. Pete, ever the Boy Scout, can't bear to watch Jay suffer. As Sam tearfully tells Jay she loves him, Pete interrupts with, "Not as much as I do," and volunteers to take Jay's place. It's classic Pete, brave, loyal, and slightly awkward, but it also embodies the purity of his friendship with Jay. That act of sacrifice inspires Carol's redemption. At the last possible moment, she steps forward, stopping Pete and choosing to go herself, finally doing right by the husband she wronged. Her sacrifice undoes whatever kept her tethered to this mortal coil, because Carol is immediately sucked off, instead going down. The episode becomes a cascading testament to goodness. Jay's refusal to harm Carol inspires Pete's selflessness, which inspires Carol's salvation. Love, even between friends, literally saves everyone. Patience led with fear and judgment, but Jay and Pete chose love and selflessness. How Pete and Jay can strengthen their friendship in Ghost Sass should expand his powers to bring Pete into Jay's dreams. Photo, CBS via Moviestills DB. One of the most endearing aspects of Ghosts is the unlikely but genuine friendship between Pete and Jay, two kind, nerdy souls separated by life and death. That dynamic has always made their connection feel special. It thrives despite an invisible barrier. As the show heads into 2 full seasons, there's potential to deepen that friendship in creative ways. Now that Pete is dating Alberta, a pairing that's more opposites attract than soulmates, Sam could orchestrate double dates to give Pete and Jay more intentional time together. Spirits love the sensory joy of food, and Jay would relish an excuse to talk to Pete through Sam in a more personal, intentional setting. Likewise, a return to the Dungeons and Dragons storyline from Ghost Season 1 would be a fun way to address Jay's loneliness. Everyone had fun at the game but Sam, so perhaps Jay would allow Kyle to return just for the game night. Moreover, powers can evolve and grow over time, as Joan explained to Pete about roaming. Sass has a friendship with Jay through Sass's ability to enter Living's dreams, but if Sass pushed the limits of his power, maybe he could bring others with him. This could finally allow Jay and Pete to share a conversation without Sam's filter.